Tennessee Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn is a co-sponsor of that bill, and she joins us now. First of all, this was a big deal on Capitol Hill yesterday, because you're not just talking about accountability, you're talking about exposing the names of people who spent our money.
Yes, indeed. And Representative DeSantis is the one who has authored the legislation. And then you have Gabbard, Rice, Cooper, and myself, who are the lead co-sponsors on this bill. And Harris, what we think is it is so important to bring some transparency and accountability to this fund. We did not know, no one knew that there was this fund that was being used to settle complaints, get this, of conduct while someone was in office. And we think that it is important that that money be repaid for these settlements that were made on sexual harassment allegations. And there needs to be accountability, transparency. There needs to be a different method for handling this. And the House Admin Committee, I know Chairman Harper is working hard to try to get this cleaned up. And we think that our legislation that provides that needed transparency is an important part of this process.
Yeah, you know what's interesting to me? I mean, you've heard the arguments that it really is in the hands of the voters to make this, you know, if it's not something illegal.
Sure.
So this does put information and empowerment in the hands of voters, because if you've got the names, it helps with the grounds of accountability, right? Because you've got a public now that knows what's going on, and sometimes that accountability can come at the ballot box.
That's right. And Harris, this is their money. This is their money. This is taxpayer money. And while we know the fund is used for other things, it deals with Capitol Police and architect of the Capitol, and maybe things that were asbestos related or that were ADA related. We understand that. But for those claims that are sexual harassment with a member or staff, we think that it is important to know whose office is and how this money was used and the amount of money that was used in reaching these settlements.
You know, we saw the number get a little bit bigger. I think it's at 17 million now.
That's right.
That was the payout amounts for not all sexual harassment, but it would seem the bulk of them, from what we've been told anyway. We won't know until your bill goes through. So what kind of response did you get on Capitol Hill with your bill?
We've had a very positive response, and I will tell you, I think it's because over the last couple of years, with everything kind of mounting through these sexual harassment allegations and claims and the processes, women have kind of reached a tipping point on this. I've talked to so many women who have said, you know, I've endured diminishment, dismissiveness, verbal insults, things of that nature in the workplace through my career. And I'm so pleased that we're moving to a point that this culture of seediness and vulgarity will hopefully come to an end. And what you're going to see is respect in the workplace. And I think that's what people want to see happen from this process.
Yeah, you know, when you think about John Conyers of Michigan, the $27,000 that we know was paid out to at least one woman to keep her quiet about what had gone on. And you hear the reports of underwear walking around in his underwear, walking around his office, and it really gives kind of the evidence of what you're talking about in terms of the need for respect coming back. You're chasing down the dollars. We'll watch for those names to pop up as your bill moves forward. Thank you very much, Congresswoman Blackburn of the great state of Tennessee.